Let's talk about the inauguration. Let me give you a brief. I know we've talked about it, and we did a little clip on it yesterday. If you want to hear me and Anoa, my sister from another mister, just go at it. Actually, go at it over something we agree on. But go to Michael Solomon's page and check out the footage, the audio from yesterday. It was a great conversation, and we gave pretty much a full recap. But the inauguration, and again, thank you for everyone who donated to help us get to the inauguration. We had a great time. We did as much coverage as we could. There was a internet blackout on inauguration day, and then there were just far too many people who showed up to the Women's March for signals to get out. So we couldn't do much live streaming like we were able to do at the DNC, but we got a lot of pictures, a lot of recorded video that we uploaded and shared. So thank you to everyone who helped us to get there. Now, the inauguration, you've seen the numbers, and a lot of people wonder why we're talking about numbers. The only reason, in terms of who showed up to the inauguration, the only reason it's relevant to discuss that is because of how blatantly Conway, Trump, and Spicer are willing to lie to us, even though we have seen it with our own eyes. Now, do politicians lie? Yes. Did Obama lie? I'm sure we could find a litany of lies. Or is this the first time a press secretary has lied to us? No. So it's not as though we're feigning, oh, we've been lied to. We don't know what to do. It's the type and character of lie that is worth us discussing. More importantly, it's worth us not ignoring. Because some people want us to ignore these things because, I don't know, they want to control what we talk about. No, anyway. No, it's important that we discuss the nature and the type of lie because if they're willing, Spicer, Conway, and Trump. Spicer's a press secretary. Conway, I believe, is some type of special assistant who goes on the media, all the media shows, and, of course, Donald Trump. They're willing to lie about vanity. Vanity of vanities. It was all vanity. They're willing to lie because they're ashamed. Donald Trump is ashamed that only 1/3 of the people who showed up on Saturday actually showed up to his inauguration. The inauguration, they say some estimates of about 250,000 people attended, not counting the actual protesters who were out there. And then on Saturday, the following day, over 750,000 women and men participated in the Women's March, and non-gender conforming people participated in the march. So this is something that was so important to Trump that he pushed his press secretary, Sean Spicer, out before the nation, before the press corps, to lecture them on how their eyes were lying to them, and they need to listen to what he is saying on behalf of Donald Trump. And if they don't, they need to realize that his words, the media will be held accountable. Donald Trump's vanity and ego, that's going to be his demise, his political demise. Without question, his ego and his need to make the world think what he thinks and control the situation and control what people think about him, and his childlike minions who don't have enough nerve to lose their job in order for them to do the right thing. They would rather keep their jobs and go out in front of the world, Sean, and make yourself look like a complete buffoon, a complete moron. Like there's no high, lower in between. You know, we saw the pictures. We were there. I didn't need to see the pictures. We were there. Let me tell you how easy it was. We got downtown DC, I would say at about 9:30. Inauguration started at about 11:20. I got there pretty late for a huge event. And I was able to park about 2 blocks away from the White House. Maybe 3, because there was an extra barricade there. Maybe it was 3 blocks. But I got so close to the White House and just kind of perused, just walked away around. No problem, no traffic, just easy going. The very next day, I think we had to park, what was it, Solomon? We parked about, what, 3 miles away? Something ridiculous. And shoulder to shoulder with hundreds of thousands of people. Does it matter? Well, yeah, actually it does. For the people who say it doesn't matter, it absolutely matters because numbers is power. Numbers is electoral power, right? So it's very fatuous to dismiss the importance of how many people showed up in opposition to Trump because that is political power. Now, what are their politics? That's a whole nother conversation, right? There's some problematic shit out there. Of course, that's a whole different conversation for another day, but it matters, right? Numbers translate, if you organize them, translate into electoral power. But more importantly than that, do you realize the simple shit that Donald Trump is willing to look in our face and lie to us about? Now, tell me if he's not going to lie about so many other things that are of significance. This is, on a scale of significance, highly insignificant. But his willingness to do this in order to save face, not just ego, not just hubris, not just embarrassment, but to save face, shows you that this will be his downfall. His ego, his pride, his arrogance will ultimately be his downfall. Now, whether he makes it through 4 years without getting impeached, I'm not making that prediction, but I'm letting you know that it's just to see. Now, and then to have willing accomplices, right? People who are willing, like his staff. And to be fair, I did read a report, I believe it was from the New York Times, that stated that the majority of his staff told him to leave it alone. I just believe there has to be enough smart people in the Republican circle, and everybody who's a Republican is not an idiot, right? If you believe that, then you're already lost. So I just knew there had to be some smart people in the Republican Party somewhere, right? And so it sounded like, the majority of his staff wanted him to leave this issue alone, but it was so near and dear to him that he sent out his press secretary. And quite honestly, the press secretary should have had enough self-preservation or interest in self-preserving his future to not come out there and say, look at this picture and tell me how many lights you see. There are 4 lights. Sorry, I don't know who got that. You have to watch Star Trek to get that one. All right, so that's the first bit of insanity that came from this weekend. Never mind his speech. I mean, I listened to his speech, whatever about his speech. But what's important is the fact that we are here in this place and we are moving forward with an administration that has no qualms whatsoever lying to us about simple things because of ego and pride and saving face.